The Taming of the Shrew. Main characters: Patrocchio, a bald, eccentric gentleman from Verona who marries Caterina. Catherine, okay, for her dowry and sets out to tame her fiery spirit. Katharina Kate Manula, the titular Shrew, known for her sharp tongue, fierce independence, and fierce resistance to societal expectations. Bianca Manula, Katharina's younger sister, sweet, gentle, and desired by multiple suitors, creating the central romantic conflict. Baptista Manula. The Baptista, the wealthy father of Caterina and Bianca, who decrees that the younger sister cannot marry before the elder. Lucencio o Lucencio I'll go to Tio Matko. A young passionate student from Pisa. مو بيزا شبيك ما ايطاليا. ابراهام قال لي وديك بيتيزي ما تعرفها و fall instantly in love with Bianca. عم تنكر and لا انت راح تواجهك مشكله هي بالاصل فعل مو اذا هي disguise. تقول طبعا فلقيت انت بالاس ايش مالك ضيف الاس المفرد تقول disguises او تقول disguises. انا افضل بالثانيه عشان disguises افضل من disguises صعبه. اذا افضل نقول disguises himself as a tutor to win her. هم disguise minor characters: Tranio, Lucenio's loyal servant, who disguises himself as his master to negotiate with Baptista. Gromio, Patrocchio's witty and comedic servant to add physical humor to the taming process. Suitors to Bianca. طبعا suitors هم خطأ من أكيد. Hortensio. طبعا هم سيو. Okay, we're doing tensio like show, not سيو. And Gromio. هذا شوية. هذا اسمه Gromio. هذا اسمه أتوقع Gremio. Rival bachelors who initially compete for Bianca and help facilitate Patrocchio's arrival. Or in the Inciting Incident. The central conflict ignites in Padau when Baptista establishes a strict rule. His gentle, highly sought-after younger daughter Bianca cannot marry until her notoriously sharp-tongued, defiant older sister Katharina finds a husband. The decree frustrates Bianca's numerous suitors, including Gromio and Hortensio, because no local man is willing to tolerate Caterina's aggressive outbursts and fierce independence. Desperate to unlock Bianca's availability, the suitors are thrown into a deadlock. Meanwhile, Lucencio arrives in the city, falls instantly in love with Bianca at first sight, and plots to infiltrate the household by disguising himself as a schoolmaster. The stalemate is only broken when Patrocchio of Verona arrives in town, driven by a bold ambition to marry for money. Hearing of Caterina's hefty dowry and fiery reputation, Patroclo audaciously, again, audaciously, declares he will tame her, setting the chaotic and unconventional romance into motion. Climax. The psychological climax of the play unfolds at Patroclo's isolated country house, where he executes unconventional psychological strategy to break Katerina's stubborn spirit. Instead of using the kind of physical violence, Patroclus kills her with kindness and calculated deprivation. He loudly rejects her new clothes and exquisite food under the pretense that they are unworthy of her, while keeping her exhausting through sleep deprivation and relentless gaslighting. طبعا gaslighting ما باكل الجاس طبعا بالغاز هنا about basic facts such as the time and the phases of the moon. The peak of this bizarre transformation occurs on the dusty road back to Padua for Bianca's wedding celebration, when Patroclo commands Caterina to agree that the blazing sun is actually the moon. She finally shatters her defiant ego, recognizing Wayak Bizai that submission brings peace. She yields entirely to his will, proving her complete psychological and behavioral surrender. Resolution. The resolution takes place during a lavish wedding feast in Padua, where a final wager tests the obedience of the newly married couples. Hortensio and Lucentio, كيفك مالتك, boast proudly about the gentle compliance of their respective wives, while Petrocchio wagers that his notoriously fierce Katharina, is now the most obedient wife of all. To prove his point, Patroclus sends a servant to summon the women to the banquet hall, while Bianca and the widow arrogantly refuse to come, sitting. Petty excuses. Katharina responds immediately, returning without hesitation and dragging the other two wives back with her. She then delivers a famous, highly debated final monologue, lecturing the assembly on the virtue of female obedience and martial harmony. The play concludes with Baptista marveling at this miraculous psychological transformation, awarding an increased dowry to a victorious Patroclo and restoring social order in Padua. I think it's Padua. Padua أتوقع بكم بالOA. إذا هاي Padua. فعلا جاي نتعلم النقرة، جاي نتعلم من مقومات الاستماع ومهارات الريدنج. قد نلاقي من نولة بتروكو لو مثلا قد يكون ليوسانتيو أسميها لوتشين، المهم هو إيطالي عندهم السيدهم فيسمونه لوتشانشو أو لوتشانشيو. أنت تقول ليوسانتيو كيفك. جاي أتعلم أعطيكم اقتراحات الأسامي، قد نلاقي لهذا الاسم أكثر من مقترح. تمام؟